Okay, so we've got a new goalkeeper. Yes, people, what's poppin'? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I put the arm back so I can lean back with the microphone rather than leaning forwards onto the desk. Hopefully it's not too dominating in the frame, the microphone arm. Should be alright though, mate. How's it going? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan, and welcome back to Chelsea News. Here on a Wednesday morning, here in the Kingdom. Lots to talk about today. Might do a little bit more on Victor Osimhen. Of course, Chelsea have announced a new goalkeeper. Conor Gallagher, the deal looks like it's about to be agreed between Chelsea and Madrid. Will he go though? We'll talk about that. And yeah, man, I think that's pretty much it. And also a little bit of recruitment news as well here on Footy Therapy. So as always, I want to thank you for joining me. Thank you for supporting the content here on the channel. It means a lot. I do see your support. So thank you for doing that. Consider liking, consider subscribing, hit the bell if you choose to. Let's get into it. Alright, so Big Orny yesterday did report on this. Chelsea appoint Delroy Ebanks. Delroy. It kind of sounds like Del Boy. From Newcastle as the new academy recruitment chief. This is like, look, I'm not going to pretend I know who this geezer is, but Chelsea are relentless in poaching people from Man City, Brighton, Newcastle, like, you know, ambitious clubs, a lot of them. A lot of them are coming to Chelsea. Maybe the project is good. Chelsea are set to appoint Newcastle United scout Delroy Ebanks as their head of academy recruitment as an overhaul of the youth structure at Stamford Bridge. Of course, Neil Bath and Fraser's gone, so we're rebuilding everything, right? He joined Newcastle from West Ham only last year to lead their academy recruitment activity in the south of England. 12 months in, I'm off to Chelsea, mate. See you later. But Chelsea have now moved to secure his services, and Ebanks will be part of a fresh recruitment setup under the newly installed academy director, Glenn Van de Kraan. Of course, this will also include, Ayo de excuse my poor pronunciation, when he arrives from Arsenal as well. We're getting man from Arsenal. Arsenal, Newcastle, Man City, bloody everywhere, mate. Wow. I mean, thinking about it, if you are, for example, work in recruitment and scouting for academy and youth level, Chelsea kind of is the place to go, because how, you know, Newcastle, even like Arsenal, how many youngsters are they constantly signing? Not many. Chelsea have got the multi-club model. They want to go, you know, Strasbourg. There'll be others as well. They'll always be scouting young players from South America and indeed Europe as well. And if that's your job, you'll have like loads of, you know, a chance to do that at Chelsea. So I guess that's good. You know, if we're poaching people from Newcastle and Arsenal, surely that's a good sign, no? We'll talk about the goalkeeper in just a minute. Look, there were some comments from Victor Osimhen's agent since I filmed yesterday. And people are like taking it as like, oh, it's not happening. It definitely won't be alone. Yeah, so I'm going to just quickly cite a tweet from Fraser Gillen that was quoted by Cy Phillips. The statement on Osimhen's agent reads like he's simply hammering the fact that his client is worth a lot of money rather than any deal isn't possible. Does not say that talks are not happening. Chelsea are 100% in talks with Napoli over the possibilities. Okay, and then Cy Phillips quoted it saying, never listen to agents during transfer windows, rule number 1. Indeed, and Osimhen's agent's done a bit, you know, he's got previous with sweeping statements in the media. And quite rightly so, Cy says, Ornstein does not put things out for fun. This is true. We cannot forget that Ornstein is the leading authority on transfers over Fabrizio Romano, over Di Marzio. It's Big Orny. He's the one. He is the one. Legit. I'm telling you. And especially with Chelsea as well, he gets exclusives and breaks stories regarding Chelsea all the time. And yeah, look, we might not loan Osimhen, we might buy Osimhen, we might not get Osimhen, but the truth is, if Ornstein has said it, then there's a reason for him saying it. That's all I'm saying, dude. And that needs to be respected. Yeah, man, obviously very, very excited with the potential prospect of signing Osimhen. I was listening to the Straight Out of Cobham podcast yesterday, the Athletic Chelsea podcast. Liam Twomey, the Chelsea correspondent, explaining these clubs need each other, man. Like, they are, like, Conte is desperate for Lukaku. We've got Lukaku. We have got a long-standing interest in Osimhen. We want a striker. They've got him, and there should be some leniency, some movement on, you know, their original position on his pricing, because the market stopped. PSG, even though he accepted it to go to PSG, that deal is dead in the water as it stands unless they come back in. I'm not sure how interested he is in Saudi. We know he isn't, as in the player, Osimhen. We know he's very interested in coming to Chelsea. He watched Chelsea growing up. He idolized Didier Drogba. The same stories coming round and around. He would come to Chelsea should a contract and personal terms be able to be agreed, right? Sorry, just sipped my coffee. Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that, but I would obviously love it. If you want my full opinion on Victor Osimhen, go watch the previous upload. But of course, as always, as the story develops, I will closely monitor it here. So do keep it locked to Football Therapy for that one. All right, we're going to end in a bit on Conor Gallagher and what's going on with him in Atletico Madrid. Would he go? We'll talk about that. But yeah, Chelsea have announced their signing of new goalkeeper Philip Jorgensen. Chelsea is pleased to announce the signing of Danish goalkeeper Philip Jorgensen from Villarreal. The 22-year-old has signed a 7-year contract and joins up with his new teammates during the summer tour of USA. Yeah, so he's joined the Mandem in USA. He said this move is a dream come true. I'm very excited to have signed for Chelsea, one of the biggest clubs in the world. One Jeremy Clarkson there, one for the teenagers. I can't wait to get to know everyone and start playing with all my new teammates. Born in Sweden, Jorgensen joined Villarreal at 15 years old. After time in the academies of Swedish clubs. So yeah, he joined Villarreal when he was 15, so he's still a youth player, essentially. After 3 years in the Spanish club's youth setup, he was promoted to Villarreal B and made his senior debut against SCR Pena Deportiva in 2020. Wow, okay. Jorgensen has soon started training regularly with the first team and established himself in the Villarreal B side, easy for me to say, in December 2021, and he got his debut in the Copa del Rey. He got his full debut La Liga in January 2023, ahead of the campaign. Jorgensen secured his place as the #1 goalkeeper. He made 37 appearances across all comps last campaign to help them finish in 8th place, which, by the way, is good for Villarreal generally. I mean, I know they've been at dizzying heights, but you got to be 8th and above, right? For Villarreal in La Liga. So it's not like they've had a season like Napoli finished 8th, which is terrible for them. Oh, glitchy! Right, I've looked at his stats. I must say, I'm not overly impressed. I was like looking at them before I filmed, like, yeah, I'll get him up for the video. We'll look at him together. And I went on his scouting report, and I believe like his strongest metric, like his percentile on FBref in the goalkeeping stats, was crosses faced. Not crosses claimed, it's crosses faced, which has nothing to do with him. It's to do with his team, how they're allowing the opponent to cross a lot. And I was thinking, ugh. I don't think his shot stopping is terrible. I thought he's supposed to be good at short passing, but I didn't see that on there. Look, man, on the goalkeeper, my position remains the same. I would rather him than not have him. It's not like we've broken the bank on him. 20 million quid. It's significant. But his buyout clause was 38 million quid, so we got it for basically half of his buyout clause-ish. And like I said, going into the season, if we are going to sell Petrovic, if he's not the profile, fine. I've got no problems with that. I like Petrovic. I never thought he was the guy. I thought he was a good guy, like a good player. But like, I've got no issue with us selling him. But I do have an issue with us going to the campaign with Rob Sanchez as our only option as the #1 goalkeeper. Look, if Sanchez suddenly gains confidence and Chelsea play really well as a team, then fine. I don't care who's playing for Chelsea, as long as they're not like a terrible person. Whoever can play, provided we're winning, that's paramount. So if Sanchez makes it work, great, but at least we've got another high, inverted commas, high profile option. He played at a high level in La Liga and had a respectable finish. Certainly very much more competitive than Petrovic in MLS prior. So yeah, I'd much rather have him than not have him, and I think it's a good signing in that sense. There you go. That's the most positive I can be about it. Right. Conor Gallagher, Atletico Madrid. Fabrizio Romano tweets this. Atletico Madrid and Chelsea are on the verge, ladies and gentlemen, of reaching an agreement for Conor Gallagher after talks in the last 24 hours. Story revealed Tuesday morning. Yes, well done, Romano. Talks accelerated since then. Accelerated 35-40 million euro package is almost agreed. Small details to sort. And then exclamation mark emoji. It all depends on Conor's decision. So yeah, these things happen very quickly. I'm surprised that we managed to agree a fee so quickly. I thought Atletico Madrid, unlike Tottenham, unlike Villa, I just didn't think they had the bank to do it. But you know, 40 million euros, 12 months left on his deal. Suitors in England, you know, prefer maybe. I know Chelsea have shown they've got no issue selling to rivals, Man City, Arsenal, and United last summer, all of our key players or high-profile players. But I do wonder if there's this element of if we can avoid selling to our rivals, that would be good. You know, Conor Gallagher's a very useful player. You know, I don't want him in the Tottenham midfield as far as I'm concerned. And you know, I'm Chelsea, Spurs. I just don't want to see it. So I've been, you know, very clear how I feel about this. If he has to go, I love the Atletico Madrid move. I think it's a cool club to go to. It suits. He's not a tiki-taka player, is he, Conor Gallagher? He is a bit of a blood and thunder, high press. You know, he's not. He's still a very good footballer, but like, that's what he's excellent at, just getting stuck in. And like him and Simeone just feels like a match made in heaven. And it is a cool club, Atletico Madrid. You know. So, we got Diego Costa from there. We also got Morata. Did Morata come from there? No, he was at Real Madrid when we got him. Anyway, we got Saul from there. Wow, mixed relationship. Yeah, I like it. I think it's a good move. I think as an England fan, I'd like it. I've, you know, made comparisons to when Trippier went there, won the La Liga. And, you know, it really helped his profile. He played very well. He was so important for them. And, you know, he kept himself as an England international. I want Conor Gallagher to continue to be called up as an England international by whoever the new manager is. I think that's a very high level. Look, he's going from Conference League to Champions League. Excuse me, first of all. So we've got to, you know, respect that. And we know he's a Chelsea boy. We know he loves Chelsea. But if he has a sit down with representatives and advisors, you know, this is a great move. You know, Madrid derby versus Jude Bellingham. He'll probably hang out with him in Madrid a little bit to settle in. I'm sure that will be nice for them. Maybe not mainstream La Liga media because they'll be rivals in terms of teams. But yeah, you know, he's got a proper bit of wagon. I'm sure she'd love to go and live in Madrid. And great opportunity, consistently playing in the Champions League, playing in the Wanda Metropolitano, I'm sure. And he'll be appreciated massively as well. He's been underappreciated at Chelsea. I reckon he'd go there, do his thing, and they'd love him. So I'm sure his advisors are getting in his ear saying, yeah, you should go, man. If you are to go, you know. But, of course, he could always just spend a season sitting on the bench, refusing to sign or go, and then go on a free. I'm sure his profile would still be high enough. I don't think he'd do that to Chelsea, personally. I don't think he'd do that to himself. I think he wants to play football. But, yeah. I feel like this is going to happen. What do you feel like, though, guys? Let me know what you think. Please do leave your thoughts and comments down below. Hopefully, the audio was more consistent with the microphone arm back, and the framing's better. Yeah, so let me know what you think on the stories I've spoken about today, and I do hope to see you back here soon on Football Therapy. Peace.